Let's get start with the demo of Firebase rule to secure your DB, Firebase DB in .NET Blazor Hybrid App. So here my application is running a Blazor Hybrid App. So this is my web applications, this is my window applications, and this is actually running in our Android applications. So you see over here, just I logged in that user, with this user which does not have that role or that permission in the DB which can allow to show that the list of that hotel list. So that user does not have that permission. But here in this user, in this mobile application, actually I just logged in with this another user which is KKP, which have that user role that allow to access to that list, but they does not have access to delete and edit and delete as well. But here I just logged in our window application with that admin user which have that all permissions. So in here we can see, here I can get that user information where I can user manage. Even if I can click the hotel list, so I can see able to hotel as well. And if I want to edit, update, delete, so I can able to edit, update, delete. So that restriction we will do in our this implementation in this session. So let's see how it's actually working. So now see, if I logged in with this mobile application with this this user which have, let me show you what are the roles of that user. So in this KKP user, if you see over here, KKP user has that user roles. So user role only have can visibility of that hotel list, but when I try to edit anything over here, so let me try to edit something, for example choose any other photos, and just once I update, so this user does not have actually that permissions. So I will able to see this prompt, means this validations or this error message like upload error, because I'm not able to upload because of that user does not have a permission. So that's why I get this 403 actually forbidden issues, right? And then we have suppose we have that logged in with this another user which have this user, right? So this user has only just HR role, and this HR role does not have only just list view permission as well. So this list view like hotel list, I'm not able to see any hotel list over here. But once I click that another list, so I am not able, even this user does not have another permission of that another component as well. So that's how we will implement. So let's get start to implementation. So before implementation, I'm especially recommend go to my channel which is .NET Real World Example, and here and last session we have just covered in this series Blazor Hybrid App using Firebase Auth and that role-based authorizations. So I especially recommend please watch this one, because I just continue same series which have covered start to end everything one by one. So just watch this one and then proceed this one. And apart from this, also I especially recommend if you new to Firebase DB, how we can that create a complete application in our here. So you can just watch Blazor application. See, this is that complete application which I just created a quiz app in Blazor Bazam using Firebase DB and Auth, and which is just build and host like complete application in 3 hours. So you can go to and get that some idea over here. And also there is another session actually series going on over here parallelly, the .NET MAUI, that also we have tried to integrate that Firebase DB and Auth and everything from start to end in our .NET MAUI as well. So all the technology actually we have just covered using the Firebase DB, which is actually which is a free as of now, means till 15 GB and all, which is free. So we can use it and we can start up our business for this free version, right? So that's why just using this Firebase DB. So now let's start. So I will take the same example which I just covered last time. So this is that same repository which I have in our GitHub link, so you can take it over here. And I already open this application in our Visual Studio. So see that same application I just open over here. So let's see what we have as of now, and then we have to start to implementations to restrict our Firebase DB. So let me run this application using that first in our web applications. So just choose the web application and run it in our web application. Now my application got running, and it is just asking, actually by default this is asking to login page. Just try to log in with the user which have that the user permissions. So what I will do, I have to just using this kkp user @gmail.com and kkp gmail.com, and then just sign in with your credentials. So this is wrong. Let me set my correct password. Logged in. So once I logged in, now see I'm logged in with this user KKP user which have that user role. Okay, and once I click that hotel list, now I should able to see that list up over here. So this is one, right? So that means this user, I just logged in with the user, any user I'm able to see that list, right, which is coming from the Firebase DB. So that is a problem, right? Because any user should not have to see that a hotel list. Only admin user can see that list, and admin can manage everything, right? So that we have to prevent. But also once I click that user list, so see that user does not have a permission this component. That's why this is not admin user, right? So what is the problem over here? Now see, now go to log in here our console Firebase google.com and go to your project which I already created, and I integrate over here and go to that real-time database. Click on that real-time database and go to that rules. Now here we are able to see this is the simple rules we have just added, like okay, read and write, everything can read, every user can read, every user can write, right? So that's why it is a glitch. So this is we have to correct it over here, so that no one actually anonymous user, no one can read the data, no one can write the data. Only particular user can read the data and write the data. That we have to set rules and we have to show in our applications. So let's just start to that integration part. So now this is that problem, right? And also I'll show you one more things, like go back to that browser again and go to that particular over here, the data section. Now I can show you the problem, another problem over here. So now see, select this guy, right, hotel list, and in this hotel list just copy this hotel list and go to that over here and just put it JSON. So once you put it as JSON, now see everybody can hit this URL using that HTTP client or anywhere, right? And even you can see, even you directly put that JSON over here, everybody can read the data, right? So that is a problem that we have to correct it over here. So let me start. So what I need to do, let me close that and go back to here only, right? See, so first what you need to do, go to that your project, whatever your current project. So go to that current project, go to that real-time database and go to that rules section. And in this rule section I have to set that rules so that nobody can read a data, nobody can write a data, right? So here in the read section, first I will check over here like auth, right? What does it mean auth? Auth means whatever the logged in user, they only can read this access, right? So that's why it is auth. And if he auth not equal to null, that means only logged in user can read the data. Means whatever the logged in user, they have an ability to read that data. So this is one condition. If you more want to add the rules over here, so you can just simply put that and condition and or condition. So I just put that or condition and condition, and then I will put another condition over here, like for example auth dot token dot, if whatever I have just suppose I logged in one user which have the token, right, which I just covered in last time, the role-based authentication. So whatever token I have, in this token we should have the property, right? So whatever the property, suppose I just add something is admin, like so if only admin user can see that only admin can user see that read the data for that particular section, right? So this is the way we have to do that, right? And also I want to show you the token, actually that I will extract the token. I'll show you what the token contain, actually how that contain the token is, is that all the roles, like is admin, HR or whatever roles, right? That I will show you later. But yeah, as of now just try to understand like how we can set it the rules. So now this is the way we can set the rules. Like first I have checked like okay, if only not equal to null means, or if only logged in user can see that user, and that logged in user should have to that admin roles, then that user can see that read the data. Similar we have to do that for that right as well. So let me just set as a right as well. So just replace over here. We will modify later on, but yeah, as of now, just try to understand and see. And once I done, you can just simply publish it. Once you publish, that means your rules has been set. And one more thing actually you have to set. Now see, you just set these rules on entire the database, like whatever the real-time database, like I have that multiple collection, right? So as of now I have one collections like hotel. Suppose I have a booking, I have something else on a collection, so every rules will set on this particular over here. But if I want to separate collection the particular rules, so what I need to do, simply I have to define that collection name over there, that particular user rules. Like for example, see, this is rules and which section I want to cover. So I want to cover that hotel collections, and then simply you just wrap it on that like this. So this rule will work only for that hotel collection. If I have another database or another collections, so that won't will work over here. So that we have to define separately, so that would be easy like to understand, and as well as the good practice. Like suppose I have another roles, another collection, so but that readability should have another rules, right? So that's why we have to set that rules particular collections. So that's done. Once I done, I can just simply publish and go back to your applications. And what I need to do, so go to that solutions, and in this solution simply you can just run this application and see in action how actually now rules is working or not. Let me see. So click okay, now I'm logged in with this user roles permission, right? So how we can identify this is a user role permission. So go to that in your network tab, and in this network tab go to that applications, and go to that over here, and just I already store in a local storage whatever token which is logged in this user. So I have just stored as a token, and just copy this token and take this token to till end, and copy this token and go to the JWT site, and here actually just distract or decoding your token, whatever your JWT token, you can just decoding over here. And once you add it over here, you are able to see whatever that algorithm you are using in this token, and what is that payload and all that we have the token, and what is the signature, right? So here you can able to see in this section I just add that roles in this token contain this things, right? Is user, that means this token or this user has that user role. So such kind actually I have just implementation. So if admin role we have this token, so what would we show over here is admin, or if HR role it should have, so it should be show in is HR, or we can have multiple role as well, this particular particular user, like which have contain that multiple roles, like is user, is admin, or is something else, right? So that we have to add. So now this user has that user role. Now if I go back to over here and show you in this component, so this is my component, and I also just authorize this component like user, admin, and moderate, right? So these three roles only can access this component. So that is also perfectly working fine, right? This is also perfectly working fine. And once I click that hotel list, right? So before click that hotel list, I'll show you that what is that problem. If I set the rules and that rules does not meet this user roles, so what would be happen? So I'll just click over here and go to that section over here. So yeah, so let me just put over here as a debug point, but as of now we don't have a try catch. But yeah, it is better way to we have to try catch. But yeah, let me show you first, then we will add that try catch and show you that exact error. So click on that and continue. Once you continue, now see I am getting that error. And what is this error? This is error just saying, it is not clearly saying that complete error, right? But it is actually that an authentication error, that rules is not allow whatever token be passing. So that's why I am getting this error. So let me add a try catch block over here and see is there any error we are capturing over here or not. So let me add try catch and just add it over here inside that try catch and check it over here. What is that error we are getting? So if it still is not getting error, so we have to just little modification of this approach, because this is just approach for getting that observable collection. But yeah, we have many other options to get that Firebase client to get the data without that observable collections, right? Because this observable collection also has another disadvantage. We have to set the delays and all, right? So that's why this is a disadvantage. So we have to just remove this one, and we'll show you what is that exactly error showing in this if you set that Firebase rules. So let me run one more time this application, and it is logged in with that user, like user roles. And then once I click that hotel list and click that continue, so now see, still it is not going to that catch exception, right? Because this approach actually creating a problem. So what I will do, I will just change this approach to that another approach. So let me just comment it this section, and we will use another approach which is a good one actually, or we can say right one. So let me just copy paste over here. Now see, same Firebase client I'm just using over here, and what I need to do, I have to just change my model over here, and simply see, just create a FC, means Firebase client, and then child whatever our collections. So this is my collections name I just adding, and whatever actually we have to deserialize, we just deserialize using this this extension method once async, and this will deserialize. And once I deserialize, so this is that getting the data as the converted as observable, and just pass it to over here. So in this case we don't need to this, right? So this is the simplest approach, instead of using this many lines or things actually we have to do over here, right? So save it, and now I can run this application and see I'm getting that error or not in this exception. So run this application and click that hotel list. Now F10, F10, F10. Now if I getting any error, now see, this time I'm getting an error, and also I'm getting that exception. And if you see closely in this exception, so it is showing that permission denied, right? So let me show you one more time over here. Now see, this is permission denied, right? And also it is a response status code not indicate success, and it is returning 401, means in unauthorized. So this user does not have that meet the role, that's why it is saying you are unauthorized. And if it is unauthorized, so what I need to do, I'll show you that user. Okay, if you are unauthorized, so this is that actually that this is that error message the user can show see in our application. So that we have to handle actually error, we have to handle error as well. So how we can decorate that error and all, so it is just simple. Just before that, just add that error over here. Now see, I just create another property error message and storing that error, and if it is any error in this component, so I'll show you that one style along with that error, and I'll show you over here. And if else, so let me put it else if, and just declare this message over here. Let me close these applications and just simply add this message over here in this private variable. And once it's done, now we are good to go to initialize equalizer. So string dot empty, because initial level empty dot string, I guess, yeah, empty, or string dot empty, I guess, yeah, string dot empty, yeah. So string dot empty, and initialize that string dot empty. So is any error, so just we have to store this error, and that error will show in over here. And also we have add some class and all, so that we can also add it, so that it's look feel better. This decorate that error actually we can show, that could be a look feel better, right? So that mean we can just add one style over here, that's it, right? So this just we have to add that style and run this application and show you in actions. Once I click that hotel list, now see, I'm getting that error. What is that error? So error is like get list error, means whatever get list we are trying to get list, and response is 401, means this user does not have that permission. That's why I'm getting this error, and that I'll just showing over here using this, wrapping that message, right? Whatever the message, if it is not empty, and this is just be capturing in this over here, right? And then once it's done, so let me show you if it is that authorize user, like which have that roles to access that particular things, and then how actually they're behaving. So what I will do, simply logged out and just logged in with the admin user, because admin user has that all that permissions to read and write, because we set that rules for admin user. So what is my user? So this is my user, and once I sign in, and once I click that hotel list, now still I am getting that error. You know why? Because now if you go back to over here, see, this is that request, right? So this request, I have not passed any authentication token, so we have to send some authentication token, and then we have to see, okay, if I passing that correct token, so that time also it should be access and read the data. If it is not a correct token, that means it does not token has that particular information, so that should not be given that. So let me add that token over here in this request. To how we can do that, there is a many ways, right? There's a couple of nice way, but as of now I'll just use as a demonstration perspective. I just create a, I just initialize that client of Firebase client, and then we have to pass that whatever our that URL, and along with this is that configuration. Actually we have to adding some our auth token directly inside this Firebase option. So this Firebase client has a two parameter, one is that configuration, one is that URI. So inside that configuration I have just used this, this is that property which is giving this this configuration, and we have to pass the token whatever actually current token we are storing in our local storage. So that I have to read it and pass it to over here. So how we can get it, the token? It's simple. I have to just create on the method, that method actually returning the token from my local storage. Now see, this is my local storage service which I have to inject it and get the token from my that local storage key and return back and pass it to the token. That's simple, right? And let me just inject that local storage interface over here. Let me add that interface. I local storage over here, and just copy this guy and just use it to over here. Now see, it is working fine now. And now let me run this application and see, because this time I'm getting the token and pass this in this client request, and it should be get the result. So let me do that, run this application one more time and click that, because now see, this time I'm logged in with this admin user, and also I'll show you that token extract in JWT which have that admin roles. And once I click that hotel list, I should able to see, now see, I should able to see that response, like whatever that hotel list I have, I am able to see that. And if I logged out, if I logged in, so let me logged in with this again, same user which does not have that admin roles, and that user can able to see or not, right? So let me verify that. So sign in. Once I sign in, now see, I'm just logging with this KKP user which have that only user role, and once I click that hotel list, now I'm getting that still same error, unauthorized error, because this user does not have a roles of that user, right? So now one more rules we have to add over here, like see, as of now only admin user can see that result, right? Means that list. But what I will do now, go back to our rules over here, and in here I will add one more conditions over here, so that only admin user can able to see, as well as that or condition, I will put that or condition, that user role also able to see the list, right? So just for demonstration perspective, for understanding perspective, I'm just adding over here. So what I will do simply is admin to is user. So if whatever token have that is user role or is admin roles, so those user actually can have read the data, but write the data only have the permission that admin user, right? So let me publish that and go back to your applications, and go back to over here, and nothing we have to do that. Simply what I will do, again go back to that home page, right, and click that hotel list. Now this time I should able to see, because now see, I just add that another rules which user has that user role, so that user can able to see the list. But what happen if I just click that edit? Because edit only those user can edit, only admin user can edit, right? So that we have to check it over here. So again we have to just add some implementation so that I can show that message. So where is my edit part? So go to my that add update razor component, and here here I have to again do that same things. For example, edit part, where is my edit part? Okay, so see, this is my edit part, like just after load hotel. Okay, so this is the load hotels, and once I load hotel, this add and update hotels. So here that actually we have to inside that try catch, we have to get that exception. Okay, what is that exception and all, and then we have to set that things, right? So what I can do over now, so again similar things we have to do that in this here, right? So what I can do, simply I just wrap it to try catch block over here first. Let me try to wrap it to try catch block, and in this try catch block we can inside that all that logic, put on the inside that, put that logic over here, right? And then once inside that, any exception we can return back to as similar we have done previously. So same things what I will do, I will just return back to that in this error message, and this error message also will create. And also what I need to do, simply just change to stage, call that stage has change method, so that whatever property we have changed, that got changed and reflect in our UI. And one more things we have to do, that just initialize our message on the top, right? And one more thing actually we have to do that over, like see, this success is true, right? So that if it is false means if it is fails, so we have not set as a false, right? So that we have to do that, so that we will do. But yeah, instead of this, first actually what I will do, I will just declare that error message. So let me just quickly declare that error message on the declare section. So here I simply just declare that error message over here, and once it's done, now I have to just create another block over here so that that can show that message. So let me just quickly show that message inside over here, right? And once is that not equal to null, then show me it over here. And also we have to load this, this section. So what I will do, if hotel is null, so also this appearing as a loading appearing, because we have to just load this component completely, then we have to get that error message, right? So what I will do, simply whatever the hotel property, we have to just set if it is null, so it will show over here, else we have to shows this section. So these are just simple logic, we have to put it over here. Yeah, so that is done. Now we are good to go to show in while just add an update, it should be throw that error message, and that error message show to over here, right? So this is error message. Actually see, there's a two things over here. Now this is a two call, one is called this upload error message, means upload file, and another one is that post, means that whatever data we are trying to post. So same things in the storage level, like see, the upload section also we have to use that Firebase storage. So then Firebase storage also we can set some of the rules, so that only that particular user can upload file, instead of another user not able to do that. So let me quickly add some rules for the storage level. So go back to again your Firebase console UI, and here you have to go to that storage section, and in this storage section, now see, these are my storage which we have that all that files and folders over here. So what I will do, click on that rules section, and in this rules section I have to add some rules so that nobody can suddenly see, as of now only read and write, any user can read and write, so that we have to prevent as well, so that only that user, like, so let me add similar type of conditions over here, but it is a slightly different, little bit different, not a more, but yeah, little bit. So how we can just read and write, so I will separate for read and write. So what I will do, simply just section for read. So this is the read section, right? So in this read section, if request, so there is a request section, request. In this request, like auth, right? In this auth, first I have to check it's not equal to null, right? If it is not equal to null, that user can able to read the data, as well as, and only that admin user and that user, like admin user and normal an admin role or user role can have the read the data, right? So how we can do that? Simply again just using the request dot auth dot token, and in this token, whatever we have done and previously, we have to do same things over here, like is admin. If is admin on the token, so in this case, if it is true, right? So those user also can have that, can get that read the data, and not and actually, or like, or condition, like the both user, like why either is a admin roles or that user role, so both user can have that access. So what I will do, simply just paste it over here, and let me, okay, no, I'm not, I have not options to actually collapse it, but yeah, what I can do, simply wrap it over here, this bracket and also and bracket. So either, and this first condition should be true, and this condition also should be true. Once this be true, so I am able to read the data, means that storage we can able to read it. And similar we have to do for write, but write only we have to allow access only that admin. So what I can do, simply again, just after semicolon, let me create another section, and in this section, what I will do, allow write if, again same conditions, right? But only here admin can access, only admin role can have access to read the data, write the data, right? And once I done, just simply publish it. Once I publish, now go back to your application and go to your upload section, go to that upload section, and in this upload section here, it is just calling method, and also there is exception, so we can get that exception over here, whatever exception we are actually getting from that service. So now see, this is my service, we are actually calling that storing that our file in our Firebase storage, and get that response over here. So in here already we have just try catch over here. So is there any exception? So what I will do, simply I have to just throw this exception from here, so that I can get that exception from my class, right? So that's why what I can do, that I just throw that exception, is like that, throw exception, and once I throw this exception, I will get that exception from my parent class. So there's my parent class method, and here I will get that exception, and we can just store our message, means whatever our message we want trying to manipulate, so that we can do in here also. So what I will do, simply at over here, again we have to do that similar error message, whatever error message we are getting, we have to get it over here, and again we have to just use that after over here try catch, just stage got changed, like whatever property we have to over here, we can got change, and we can visible to over here. So this is upload section also we have covered, right? So whatever error we are getting, we have to just getting over here, we have to populate it in our HTML over there, right? And one more thing, actually we have to do that to handle this exception, for example on add update section, right? So in this update section, what I need to do, yeah, so update section also we have to add some conditions over here, so that we can only, if is any error and all, so suppose for example upload is failed, so it is just returning actually just a string, so it will returning is null. So we have to wrap it some conditions, like only that if it is success, if it is not null, means that image URL we are getting that image URL, then we have to proceed this guy, and once you proceed this guy, so image success should be true, right? and by default it should be false over here. So like this way we have to do that. Similar we have to done over here, like for add update as well. So where is my update? So this is add update and this is add one. So similar things we have to do over here, and just copy this guy and paste it over here. That's it, right? So now we are good, right? So this is also wrapping, and one more thing, yeah, this is also we have covered. So that means whatever error we are getting, we have to get it over here. That's it, right? So let me try to run this application and see in actions. And one more thing, actually we have to do that. Yeah, one more thing, actually we have to do that. See, so whatever request, right? So this is that request. So this request also we have to pass some token. So that token, how we can pass it, the token? It's simple. For token perspective, I have to just create initialize again that Firebase client on the top, so that every request, in this request I can get it and I can pass it. So let me stop that. And one more thing, actually I missed that token, getting the token. So instead of creating again and again in component level, we can just create a common method where we can get the token, right? So that you can do that, but yeah, I will do as a for the demonstration perspective, I'll just adding like this way, but you can do that the better way. You can use the better way. So let me using this guy and just create a namespace, and that's it, right? And one more thing, actually we have to do that in Firebase service. Like we are actually see here also we have to pass the token, because this is also as a request we are sending, right? So only valid request we can get that, access that user, which we have to set the rules. So in this case we have to do one more things over here in this Firebase storage. Now see, in this Firebase storage we have that another things, Firebase storage options. So let me put it this guy to over here, like new Firebase storage options. And in this Firebase storage option we have that auth token factory, and this auth token factory we have to just pass it to our token, as similar we have to done in our over here, right? So let me get again, we have to get the token over here and just call it to after over here and pass this token to here. Let me pass this token over here, and what I need to do, what is complaining over here? Yeah, so I just inside that class, not outside this class. So like this, now it is good. And one more thing, yeah, now we have to resolve this storage, this service injected over here in the constructor. So let me create a constructor over there and just initialize that constructor and injecting that service, so that I can call it that service and get that local storage data. And also we can just replace this property or this variable to over here. That's it. Now we are good. Now see, we are passing this request as a token. So whatever token, if it is correct, so it will upload it. If it is not, so that will not upload it, right? So now we are good, I guess. So let me try to run this application and see in actions. So now I'm logged in with normal user. So normal user has only the read facility, but not write facility. So let me check it, like how is write actually it is working or not. So right click on that. Now see, I'm getting some error. Where I'm getting some error? So load hotel by ID, right? So load hotel by ID. So that means once I click edit option, right, edit icon, so it is what you're trying to do, it is getting that hotel ID, and based on the hotel ID I am just getting that retrieve the data from that Firebase. So again we have to do something, same things from here, like retrieving data. Again we have to just passing that auth token and all, and then get the data. So let me quickly fix that that actually I forget to implement over here. But yeah, so load data, let me just close that. And over here again, simple, I just call this Firebase client, right? And in this Firebase client, it's simple again, it is just we are calling this child, passing the child and get that response, and that's it, right? So this is done. Now run this application, and now click that hotel list. I'm getting that hotel list, that is fine. Once I click this guy, so now I'm able to get the data. It is perfectly fine because the read options available for this user. And once I try to update something, for example this guy, and change to any file, so see this update that only if you go back to over here, see only right admin can able to upload the data, means write the data, right? So this user does not should have that data, but should have that access. So what I will do, once I click that update, I have to get that error message. Now see, I'm getting that error message because I am not able to authorize for this particular user, so that's why I'm getting that error, right? So how can check it, like if it is working fine? So what I will do, simply logged out, right, and logged in with the admin user, and verify that I am able to upload and get the data, right? So let me check it, and logged in with this correct user, admin user, logged in. And once I log in, okay, so this is wrong I guess, so let me correct my password and sign in. So once I sign in, now I'm logged in with the admin user. Click at the hotel list and click on the edit part. I'm getting the data, and let me choose or change that whatever hotel to this hotel, or just change to that image. And once I updated, it should be updated. Add update error, yeah, some error over here. So what is that error? So let me check it. So might be something is missing for update, but yeah, it is not error any authentication error, right? That there is no 401 error, but it is just implementation error. So what is that error? Let me quickly debug, so that you can get idea actually how is actually flow is working. So let me put over here, and go back to over here, go to the hotel list, and click this guy, and choose any another image, and upload that, and go to here, able to this, just debug, yeah, it is fine. It is also perfectly fine. It is go to inside because I have that hotel ID, and in this hotel ID, okay, so yeah, so this is hotel ID, and that once I get that image, I'm able to get that image. Yeah, image also we are getting, but that means upload image perfectly fine. But once I go to here using this, let me put over here what is the exception actually. So once I call this guy, yeah, it is also true. That means it should not be any issue. Once I continue, yeah, it's perfectly working fine. I don't know what happened that time, but yeah, it is working fine. Let me try to this guy. Might be some issue on that time, but yeah, let me change to this guy, and once I upload, continue, yeah, it is working fine. There's no issue. Might be first time it's loading, it is not load the completely, that's why getting some error. But yeah, now see, I am able to easily upload that image and also retrieve the data, right? That means add, update, delete, everything is working fine. And yeah, so delete also, now see, this is the delete part. So for delete also we can do that, like now I am just, if I trying to delete, so I'm able to delete that, right? So it should not be delete if it is a normal user. So that also we have to check it, like now go to there and check that where is the delete section. So if you go to that list section, is a list laser page, go to that list laser page, and here the delete section should be over here. Now see, delete section over here, same things we have to do that for the delete, like we have to pass the token, and the token just checking, okay, it should be delete or not, so that we have to verify. And if it is success, so we have to get it, and not, we have to just, for that, let me put it the try catch. And in this try catch block, again we have to manipulate same things, like if it is any error, so let me add some error over here, and whatever things we have to do, we have to inside the try catch, and this is done. And also we can just change it to the token. So whatever token, actually it is also fine. Like if you initial level you just added this guy, so you don't need to do again and again. So it is first time actually while loading this component you just set this token, and also this token will work. You don't need to define again over here. But yeah, it is the better actually if you can just adding over here, that's also fine. But like this way it should be fine. Okay, so now this delete also, it's perfectly working fine. And same things we have to do that, details one. So go to that details ones detail page, right? Because there is a detail section as well. So if you go to over here, click over the detail section, now you are getting that error because the details we have not passing any token. So that also we have to just do that over here as like we have done, right? So same things we have to done over here, like we have to wrap this over here. For first actually we have to wrap it over here like this, and then else over that, and we have to declare this variable. So let me just quickly declare this variable over here like this way. And then we have to just create now before calling this guy, so we have to just try catch over there, and in this try catch we have to pass and decorate in our token. We get the token passing this Firebase client and call this function. After that we have to call that function, and we have also create the token to get the token over here like this way, and that's it, right? And also just add that message, whatever message we want to show. So let me show that message over here. This is that message, and just add it over here like that. Okay, this is also perfectly working. It should be working fine. So let me try now stop this application, and just first let me check in with the admin user. Okay, is there some issue? So yeah, I think we have to inject it that I local storage service, which is I need to declare on the top. Let me declare in the top and bring back that namespace. Let me bring back that namespace and run this application. Let me check with the admin. It should work fine in our admin local list, in his hotel list, and click on the details. So now I'm getting the details. Now see, I'm getting because I'm admin user. And once I back to list over here, if I try to delete, also it should be delete, right? But I will, before delete, I'll just try to add another hotel, like for example this hotel, add hotel image, and just create. So once I create, continue, so it should be created. Now see, this new hotel got created, and if I try to delete, I should able to delete as well. Now see, there is a one problem actually. See, once I delete, so it's got delete everything, like all the data. So what is that problem? Problem is here, while over here, like for our add and update, actually we have not, actually I want to show you one thing over here. So go to that add update, and in this add update, see, this is that problem actually. So while actually we are using that post, so in this post what they're trying to do, always create a new ID along with our ID, like whatever actually our child thinks. So we have to just use the put instead of that. We have to using that instead of post, we have to using that put. So that put actually, if it is new, so new data, it will just create it. If it is just updated, so also will be updated, right? And main benefit is like whatever data I want to actually create, so they will do just create in ourselves, right? Like suppose I want to create that child data, so that they will able to create as per our requirement. So that's why I prefer this method, like this put async method. And one logic actually we have to add over here, so that we can just edit a common ID, like see the common ID, like hotel ID, right? So if it is update, so that is fine because we have that hotel ID. But once I create a new hotel, so that time also I'm just creating a new ID, which I will add as a hotel ID, right? And that hotel ID we have to pass it over here. And what I need to do, one more thing actually, we have to do that over here, like child. I will use see, I just pass it as a child, right? So same things we can do that over here, like I can pass it over child. So let me just pass it the child as well. So let me slash, or we can use that as child like this way. We can use directly child method over here and pass it to that this hotel ID, whatever we have just created, so that it will just create a uh, common child object for that, similar like as like update as like add it, right? Previously actually what we're trying to do, whatever actually we are using that post method which will create a new child along with whatever we are passing, so that is actually mismatch or restructuring data, means data structuring was wrong. So that's why we are getting that issue. So but now let me save it and run it and see, it should be work as expected. Okay, so now if you go to that hotel list, there is no hotel. So let me quickly add a new hotel, for example this. Let me add this hotel, create that, continue that, and it should be created. Now it's got created. Let me add one more hotel so that we can test it. That should not be delete all that hotels together, right? So that was a problem. So what I can do, create a this hotel, create new. So now it should be created, and also it is a debugging mode. So let me just remove the debugging mode, continue. Now it's got created. Now two hotel got created. Now if I delete one, so it should be delete only one, not all the hotels. So now see, this time only delete one hotels. So that also you can verify in your Firebase DB. So that is fine. Now what I will do, let me just create another hotel, so that because another user not able to create the hotels, right? So how we can delete that? So that's why I just create another hotel, for example this guy. And once I create it, now we are good, we have the two hotels. Now log out this one and go to that, another user which does not have a read and write operation and delete operation. So where what I will do, let me logged in with this user, and this user does not have a permission to delete and read. So that I want to show you. Okay, so now this is that user which does not have, click that hotel list. That user only can read the data. But once I try to okay, also I think it is details. Yeah, details, that user also details roles, because that read operation, that is fine. But once I try to add it, now try to edit something, for example this guy, it should not be actually. Now see, I'm getting that exception. And once I continue, now see, I am getting that 401, right? This is expected. And similar things we have to do for that delete. Like once I try to delete, once I yes, I am getting that unauthorized error, because this user does not have that uh, authorized error, right? And one more test we have to do that, because we have, see, this user, for example this user has only that read user, right? Because we have just mentioned in the rules only user and admin can read the data. But suppose I have to logged in some other user which does not have that admin and user, what would be happen? So that I will show you over here. Just simply logged out and just logged in with this, that another user which have that does not have that user. So for this what I will do, go to that list section and go to top and see, there's another user which have that HR role, right? So what I will do, simply in this here I just add that HR and save it, and just stop that and run it, and just logged in with that HR role and see in actions what would be happen over here. So let me logged in with that HR role. So HR role says, this user has that HR role, which I will show you in this JWT decoding, and just logged in with this. So okay, so this user, what is that password? This is my password. Sign in. Now sign in this user, and also first I'll show you what actually role contain in this user. So let me copy this token and go to the JWT site, and in the JWT site I should able to see the token information. Now see, this token have that HR, like that means this user has that HR role, and in this, if it is HR role, so that means does not have to read the data. Now see that they are not able to read the data, and they are not able to write the data, so nothing he can do that, right? So now now I think the implementation done. So what I need to do, even this user does not have that user authentication as well, that is perfectly fine. Now what I will do, let me close that and run this application, all that platform, like this is, as you know, this is that .NET Blazor hybrid application, right? So which have that all that platform, right? The Mac, iOS, Windows, Android, and so on, so right. So let me just try to run together all that here and see in action. So first I will run this application in our what is called web application. So run it without debugging mode. So now my application got running, and let me logged out, and in the web application, which user I want to logged in, I want to logged in, this is that this user, like KKP, yeah, KKP user, which have that user role only. So user role, and logged in with that user role. So this user role, why I forget always that password. So let me try to logged in. Yeah, so user role, I logged in that user role. So user role only can have that access to read, but not able to access to write the data. So that I will show you. So that I will show you the together. So let me first logged in with all that application. So that is done. Now go to that window application. So let me run the window application. Now my application got running. Here my application, and let me logged in the admin user. So window application, I will logged in with the admin user, and simple the password. So this is my password, sign in. So this is admin user, so which have that permission to see that user management as well. So now see that this user the user which have that admin HR role, this KKP user has that user role, and this admin user has a admin role, right? And like that, if I click that hotel list, so this admin role can do anything. There's a no restriction. So let me logged in now. Let me actually run this application in Android application as well. So let me run, this is a Android application, and then we'll show you all that platform how actually working for the all these three user. Okay, my application got running on that Android application, and let me logged in with the HR user role, right? So what is that HR user role? Like simply user gmail.com, and password would be, this is my default password, sign in. So once I sign in, now I am able to see, once I click that user list, I'm not authorized, but once I click the hotel list, I'm getting that unauthorized error. So let me minimize this guy, and let me show you, this is the window application, this is that Android application, and this is that web application. Also let me just getting the web application over here. Now see, this is my three applications, right? And this is admin user. So let me test with the admin user. So admin user can do anything, right? So what I will do, let me edit something over here for the admin user. Choose any another image. So for Windows, I have that for example, for testing perspective, which have that this image, I want to change this image to this image, and also just update this guy and just update it. So once I update it, it should be updated over here. Now see, updated with the name along with that image, right? And this is admin, so that means admin can do anything. Same things over here. So let me just refresh so that I can get that right data. Now see, I'm getting the right data, but once this user does not have that right permission for web application, I logged in. So once I try to same things from here, for example, let me create edit over here. For example, choose this image and change to back to this guy, whatever we have done, and once I update, definitely I will get that error, and that error is like, okay, you are unauthorized, right? So like this user also perfectly working fine. And this is that, HR role which does not have that, read and write operations, means permission. So that user does not have that is here. So that means this application, this complete .NET Blazor hybrid application actually working fine with this, complete feature, like, user management, hotel management, and also role authentication, authorization, role based authorization, and also that protect your data in Firebase. The complete application we have to build in this series. So now next, actually I will just created that complete, this is a session by session I just created, right? You can get it from my playlist, but yeah, I will just create a one session which have that, end to end, like to start to end in a one place, so that I will create a next session. So till now, thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.